Welcome back to FTV News Today, and this is the discussion segment. This afternoon, we're taking another look at the security situation in southeast Nigeria. And of course, this afternoon, I am joined by my friend, I should say, he's a criminologist and a security consultant. Sometimes I call him Bouquet, but he's Sir Buchi Aneke.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me on the news today. So,
thank you, Alex.
What would you think has changed in the security outlook of Southeast Nigeria? Do you think there's been an improvement, or do you think there's been a vicious circle?
Well, for me, it has been a vicious circle, and nothing has changed. Our leaders are not doing enough, except for just a few of them. But collectively, they're not doing enough to address the regional insecurity crisis. In fact, it's becoming a calamity, so to say. From Anambra to Imo, to Ebonyi, to Abia. No, almost every state in the southeast. We can forgive Enugu because of the proactive measures His Excellency is bringing on board. His creative ideas about funding and operational logistics to the security system is helping. But once you look at it from the wider perspective, looking at the southeast now, the crisis in some areas would diminish the progress being made here. But on a general note, if I'm to assess the security situation in the southeast, maybe 3.5/10.
So, what do you think is triggering this? A lot of people are arguing that the best way to go into this is to go together. Yes, Enugu has something nice, the command and control center. But then, if you don't have command and control center in Ebonyi, in Anambra, in Imo, in Abia, if someone escapes the radar of Enugu, the person is gone, and the person can still wreak havoc elsewhere. Do you also endorse the fact that they really need to close ranks and form something formidable?
Certainly. The last time I was here, I mentioned the fact that the Southeast have never had a unified political approach. Maybe they don't belong to the same political party, or maybe because they don't have the same ideology. If they close rank, we can do much, but trust our politicians. They are interested in personal credit for efforts that they do, forgetting that they need to see the entire region as one structure, as one people who ought to be united in progress. They need to be secure that the Igbo people, or maybe the Southeastern, as the case may be, because you argue about Igbos in Delta and Rivers, and it will be difficult to say the Igbo land. But all the same, Enugu being the capital of the Southeast, is showing a good example. And I'm sure something tells me that the direction the governor is going would help to bring other brother governors together so that they can begin to think. The last time the commander-in-chief was in Enugu, I think in January, specifically, or part of what he came to do was to commission some of the security infrastructure. He commended the governor graciously for, being very proactive with security, and other governors were present, and they've taken notes. And I'm sure in the fullness of time, there could be a regional fair, a regional security fair, a regional security engagement on how to review themselves and share ideas on how to move the region forward. Now it's the region, not Enugu State.
Yeah, but you mentioned that Enugu seemed to be acquitting herself very well. What are those things that are in place in Enugu that you think that other states should replicate in order for it to be a complete team when they decide to come together as a region?
Enugu has the political will. That's number one. The governor is very undistracted. In fact, he's very intentional with his policies, and all his policies he knows cannot see the light of the day, from his intervention in the healthcare, education, agriculture, and pushing for investments. May not see the light of the day if he doesn't tackle security. And in doing this, he has been very, very, very deliberate about, making sure that the security in Enugu, the security structure in Enugu is given a priority. I can assure you, or I can tell you as a practitioner, that the governor is hell-bent on making Enugu safe. In fact, today is Monday. Alex, Monday of 2000 and about this time, 2023. Let me just be recent. You cannot have this kind of, I don't think Afia was open for business. A lot of business were shut down. And when I was driving here, there's no difference between Monday and any other days of the week. In other states, I was in Imo recently, it's a complete shutdown. I'm not aware on how Abia has improved, considering that that's the headquarters of this struggle. Ebonyi too are still in shutdown. So, number one, the governor has shown political goodwill and political will to tackle insecurity of one. Number two, the governor has taken steps to address the synergy between our federal security agencies and our local security agencies. Number three, the governor has operationalized the Enugu State Security Trust Fund. And it is important to note that this Security Trust Fund is not just any agency. It's an agency that collates resources. It doesn't have to be money, the materials, anything you have to throw in. They manage it and distribute it, holding it in trust for the people of Enugu, so that the governor is not too pressurized. A lot of people have mentioned the security votes of the governor. Why again are the citizens being taxed to contribute? But the truth is, the requirement of security, that's why security is not budgeted all over the world, because things can come up, periodically, and they have to be addressed. And these security votes that we all look as one big entitlement or retirement issues are not enough. They are not enough, because on a daily, if you see how this money is being expended, I've been in a situation where I got first-hand information on the distribution. You see that even some other the environment from other budgets just to service them, because something can come up now, so you don't need to budget for it. That's the areas where the governor has shown capabilities to address insecurity. So if other governors can put apart their egos and come to the table and ask Dr. Mba what he's doing differently, I'm sure he's going to share those intelligence with them, and they will go in turn and make their own states better. And once we have all the states, good, then it's hot takes things before the water.
All right, and one hopes that they do it as early as possible.
As early as possible.
Because the news coming up from Anambra State, and with all the revelations about decaying human bodies or decomposing human bodies being discovered from shrines and hideouts, it's not looking good. So things need to be tidied up. And I have to thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sir Luke Chianeke is a criminologist and a security consultant. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Talking to me
Always
this
my pleasure
afternoon.
being here.
That's the news today. Thank you for watching. Do follow us on all our social media handles at Afia TV Official. My name is Alex Obodo. Good afternoon.